Keely O'Brien back from Crafting with Keely. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If you're new, hello. Welcome to the crazy world of me taking part in a challenge, which is a mixed media challenge for the month of March. I'm running as hard as I can to try and bring something to you every day. It's a little bit hit and miss, but I'm almost back on track now. And today I wanted to start something completely new. So I've been working in my steampunk journal that I started a few weeks ago, and it's addictive. Oh my goodness, I've never done an art journal before. I mean, I used to keep sketchbooks when I was doing my foundation art and design and A-level art and stuff like that, but I never had anything where everything was sort of finished and gorgeous. It was just like notes or drawings or things I stuck in that I found, and it was, you know, back in the day. It was a long time ago, and things have changed so much, and there's just so many resources now. And I wasn't into collage really. I was, you know, it was very sort of hardcore drawing, and did quite a lot of printmaking, which I'm enjoying again now. But anyway, I thought it was time to start a second journal. Now you can see how fat this is going to get. I've only done a few pages. It's going to end up really chunky. But let's put that one to one side because I've got another similar book here. And it's almost the same size. I think it's perhaps just 1/4 of an inch wider and maybe a fraction smaller, a fraction taller, I mean, as well. Pups along. What on earth does that mean? I haven't got a clue. Anyway, somebody gave me this, surplus to requirements. It's a bit of a leery green. So I'm going to do day 13 of my hashtag Mixed Media March 25 challenge by making this front cover. And I don't really know what I want to do, but look at all these gorgeous gel prints that I've done. Lots of them are cut up now. There's all kinds of bits and bobs, and I think I'm just going to put something together and make a gorgeous cover. Now there's a lot of this lovely iridescent acrylic paint on these jelly prints. They're not quite big enough to cover the whole book, so I think I might do my usual sort of patchworky masterboard type background, and then I'll think about what sort of ephemera I could put on the front. I'm leaning towards a theme of vintage because that is one of my passions. My cut and collage books, there's definitely a vintage theme going on, and it would be fun to be able to showcase the things in those books. So let's just show you, I've got these two books which are very vintage, and it would be fun to use some of the images from both of those. That's afternoon tea ephemera to cut and collage, and pretty postal ephemera. And if you've seen my Easter masterboard and my Easter cards, you'll know how I love pretty ephemera. So I think, just off the top of my head, I think that's probably what I'm going to do in this book. Keep it fairly open, but pretty and vintage. How about that? I might not give it a name on the front cover, but I'm sure something will evolve because that's all part of the process, isn't it? Right, let me find my antique ephemera book as well, and we'll just nail down the plan, and then I'll get to work. Yep, so this is the latest book that I published, Antique Shop Ephemera to Cut Out and Collage. I've done quite a bit of fussy cutting already, and I definitely want to use some of the images from this book. Yeah, so, right, let's get going. I love that. It also goes with that. It's the same pattern, and it's that sort of lavendery colour. And I also love that. Maybe I just need to make a patchwork, and it could wrap around on both sides then, couldn't it? Although I'm a bit worried about what to do with this fold. Now on this book, it was sort of just a brown card cover, so I just coloured it in with a gold pen, and I haven't really finished it off yet. So yeah, going from that experience, I need to think about how the fold will work. And obviously I want to fold the pieces over onto the inside so that we don't end up with that lime green, because it's not quite the vibe I was going for. Right, let's see what I can manage. I've nailed it down to these different jelly prints. How fabulous is that? If only I could cover the whole book with it. That would be amazing, but my jelly plate is roughly adequate for a A4. This is just photocopy paper. I don't use anything posh. At some point I might treat myself and get some better quality stuff for mixed media, because this sometimes splits and peels away from the gel plate. But anyway, I'm really hooked on this pattern. I don't have that many stencils, so I just had to keep working with the sort of 4 or 5 that I had. That could blend in quite well, couldn't it? That one I don't know, I might have to just play around with it. That's a little bit more organic and sort of neutral, but with a bit of a pattern. That colour might make it rather pretty. That's got a bit more of a pattern, and that's the one I was showing you before. So, right, I think I'm just going to get the paper cutter and start trimming a few bits, and then we'll just probably make a masterboard background and see where that takes me. What did you think of my jelly prints? I thought they were stunning. Do you know what? Jelly printing is the most fun that you can have. Well, maybe barring a couple of other things, but it really is so much fun and really addictive. Once you get started, you just can't stop. And yes, it's messy. Yes, you're going to end up with, unless you've got loads of worktops, you're going to end up with jelly prints all over the floor, pages and pages of things that have got some colour on them but maybe no pattern, or maybe need some other things. And it's just the most creative process. It's really fun. What's great about it, I think, is anybody can do it, as long as you've got the gear. So you haven't got to be able to draw. You haven't even really got to have a good eye for colour. You've just got to have fun and explore, and then see what you like, and then do a bit more of that. And if you hate it, you've done a couple of layers and you know, mucked it up. It's so forgiving. It's a bit like collage, really. It's so forgiving because you can just brayer on, you know, with a roller on some more colour, or put a pattern over the top of it if it's looking too plain. Honestly, you can just keep on going until you get to a combo that you really like. And it doesn't matter if it's splodgy. It doesn't matter if half the paper looks great and the other half looks a bit rubbish. It doesn't matter, because you can use them to, you know, cut them up exactly like this and just pick out the little bits that you want. You could stamp on top of your, I don't mean with your feet and your boots, I mean with like a butterfly stamp, for example, or something like that. So you can always add to your jelly prints. They don't have to be perfect, although having said that, if you want to see some really, really amazing jelly prints, go over to, oh crumbs, what's her name? It's gone out of my head. Go over to, no, I'm going to have to look it up. Yeah, I've looked it up. Well, I haven't. I've just thought and concentrated and remembered. Go over to Freuel Art and you will see the most talented jelly printer that I have seen. What more can I say about Freuel Art? She is just the most adorable lady. She's actually going through chemotherapy at the moment, but she's cracking on with her jelly printing. I think it's what's getting her through, according to what, you know, how her videos are going. But it's partly, you know, well, it's talent, raw talent and passion for what she's doing, but she uses the most beautiful kozo paper, I think she calls it. There's all kinds of papers, and they're like handmade, and they're very textured, sort of Japanese papers, and all kinds of, you know, just like the raw materials are stunning on their own. She is a woman after my own heart when it comes to opulence and bling. I see she has a bit of a thing for the 1920s. Well, I love all that sort of Art Deco as well. She's really into it. Yeah, so she is also into these kind of that sheeny pattern on that blue thing, on the blue piece on the right hand side there, the first one, or one of the first ones I stuck down, those kind of patterns. So she's also designed this alphabet that it looks a bit like, I don't know, maybe Japanese kanji or something like that, and she has worked out, you know, like a code with the letters in English so that artists can create art using her secret language. They're beautiful. They're all kind of, they look like they've been brushed by a very talented, you know, person who does calligraphy. That's the word I'm looking for, a calligrapher. But yeah, you can write things with them because there's an equivalent letter in the English alphabet. Anyway, my jelly print is coming on rather well, I think, don't you, at this point? The colours are unusual, I would say, so you wouldn't often put those fiery reds with soft lavenders, but I think that's what I love about this. It's a little bit bonkers, and it does look like a bedspread, doesn't it? I like that sort of clashiness, and the patterns that all sort of, I don't think they jar, I think they sit together quite well, but they're you know, I haven't got the same pattern going on all over. It's not too matchy on the pattern front. It's just got some good stuff going on. I've only got these numbers left. It's very annoying. I've got loads of letters, but I've got some letter I's, which I did have to use for number 12. I think I'm just going to have to go with that for now, and I will pop into Poundland and get myself yet more sets of these, just so I've got those number ones. I suppose I could do something else, but this is lucky for some. 13. Now hang on, where am I going to put the numbers? Hey, what about on there? They might not stay on here forever, but they're only very lightly stuck. Something like that. There we go. I like it in the square anyway. Right, guys, I know I was going to put some cut and collage images on this, but why would you? I think it's stunning just the way it is. The whole thing is made from jelly prints. I'm loving the colours so much, and the sort of patchwork, slightly Mondrian geometrical kind of look, and I've got plenty left to do the back. Okay, well, I thought I'd finished, but actually I'm going to go round all of these little pieces with my gold pen. It helps to walk away, doesn't it, sometimes, and just reflect, take a break, come back. I think this is going to look even more juicy, but hopefully I won't regret it. I know how sometimes I've done things and then I've gone, no, just stop, you should have stopped. That way, actually, I might be able to do a gold, you know how I like my bling, a gold thing along there. It could be good. It's a pretty unique colour scheme, don't you think? I'm not sure I've seen quite these colours anywhere together before. So that's what I'm loving about it. Ooh, look. You see, it's a journey. It's a journey. You don't know what the outcome is. Oh, I like this. You don't know what the outcome is until you just work your way through. Like I said before, it was either this video or another one, when I plan too much, things just don't work. And I would say that for life as well. You know, all the things I planned, life had other plans. And I guess this is like a little, perhaps I'm getting a bit philosophical here and deep, but I did meet a philosophy teacher this week as a client. So, yeah, perhaps I'm getting a bit philosophical, if I can say it. But maybe this sort of thing is like a metaphor for life. You don't know what's going to happen until you get moving. And if you're not moving forward, you know, you've got to live your life. And if you're not moving forward with your art, there isn't a chance to stumble upon exciting things. And sometimes you just get a little tiny hint. Oops, that's a bit of liftage going on there. Probably should have used the art glitter glue, but I'm just going with my trusty Pritt stick. Oh yeah, I'm liking this gold. It's holding it together even better, I think, design wise. Oopsie, even though I'm going over the edges a little bit, it's just separating off those sections and making them even more gorgeous and juicy. So there's a bit of a stained glass window type of thing going on. You know, those 1930s sort of stained glass windows. So I grew up in a house where they had one of those 1930s stained glass windows in the hallway in every house up the street until people eventually had double glazing and stuff. It was so pretty. I love all those sorts of things, just little unique pieces of art. All the houses, oh hello, had slightly different windows by the just next to the front door. I'm going round and round in circles, literally, with my journal. I'm not sure that I'm going to stick any ephemera on here. I think I'm just going to keep it as a bit of a mystery. And that way I'm not tied down too much to what's going to go inside, because I really don't know, but it'll be pretty and I'm going to love filling it up. I can't believe I've got to the age of 57 now, and I've never done an art journal before. I highly encourage you to do some of this. It's like I've been waiting for all these years, without realising it, to just enjoy doing these things, creative things, just for personal development, you know, for relaxation. Because I was a teacher, I never really got to relax. I know you'll say, oh, but you have such long holidays, but that was kind of for catching up with the laundry and stuff. And, you know, visiting people I haven't seen during term time. Oh, that's so nice. Let me know what you think in the comments. Definitely thrilled with that. And I can't wait to make the back cover as well. I might have to cut up a few more pieces. So Cindy, there's more bits on here now. I haven't scanned this yet, so it will have the gold. Who knows, I might do this and then think of another thing, but I don't want to make the same mistake I've made before, which is just going too crazy and ruining something that was perfectly lovely just as it was, in my opinion. Oh look, I'm going round and round. I don't want to smudge this ink. That's partly why I keep turning the journal round. I am so much happier with this, and that's saying something, because I was really happy with it to start with. It probably looks much better in person than it does on camera, but when I edit this video, I'll watch it back and see if it's really picked up all the gorgeous juicy colours and the iridescent acrylic paint and all the beautiful stencils and the layers. I just love it. Do you know what? Many years ago, when I was doing a lot more art for, you know, as I said earlier, A-level art, foundation art and design, I remember going in a stationery shop in town, in the town where I lived, and just looking at all the gorgeous papers they had and the gorgeous, wrapping paper, gift wrap, and thinking, oh, the patterns, it's so much fun making patterns. It wasn't really something we were doing at art college because, like I say, we were doing a lot of sort of drawing with twigs and ink and all this kind of palaver. Anyway, there wasn't very much sort of illustrative stuff, or, you know, there was printmaking, but mostly I did that at my teaching degree after art college, which I spent 4 years studying education, and there was a printmaking studio, so I was able to do that. But yeah, patterns and colours are just a wonderful, wonderful thing, aren't they? And I think there was an awful lot of, you know, black and white and minimal stuff that we were working with. I don't know if that's true, actually, but I don't know what I'm talking about. But it just felt like doing something like this wasn't particularly what they were asking us to do in our projects. It was more about concepts, if that makes sense. And didn't have to be pretty, if that's probably what it boils down to. There was no encouragement to make pretty things. It was being super clever, I guess. But I love pretty things, as you know. If you don't know, check out my books on Amazon. Shameless plug. You'll see all the pretty things. And you can buy them and you can craft with them. I like crafting with them. When I started making the books, guys, it never occurred to me. I can't believe it did not occur to me at that point that I could actually cut them up myself and have fun with them. I was actually sending them, you know, to like other people to cut up and have fun with, and yeah, so I hadn't really thought about cutting them up myself, but this is more fun than I can possibly tell you. And yes, I am supposed to be getting ready to go up to the cottage, but I can't stop doing this now, and yeah, it's too much fun. Too much fun. Very, very satisfying indeed. Do you know what I do find having YouTube on, because I've got my PC and the screen in front of me when I'm crafting. I've usually got YouTube on because I love to learn, and completely new lady Sherry Burlington I've been watching while I was gluing some of this down, and that's actually what just inspired me. So she does collage. I've never seen her channel before, and she's quite new, but she's already got a couple of thousand subscribers, and she posted something 2 days ago. It's had 4,500 views nearly, so you know, she's really caning it with her new channel, which is great. And she had a lot to say and was very interesting to listen to as well. And yeah, maybe check out Sherry Burlington, if you have a chance. But it was just something she said about what was she going to do on top of a collage that she'd got, which was already busy. And then she showed some gold pen work that she'd added to it, and I thought, aha! So that's what made me get the gold pen out. Thanks. Can't remember your name. Sherry. I've got Sherry in my head. Sherry. Thank you, Sherry, for inspiring me to pick up a gold pen this morning. You've influenced my work already. Anyway, I hope I've influenced you guys, because, as I say, this is so much fun. It's really, really good for your mental health, I would say. Just being able to relax and create and play with the colours. You know, colour's so important. Imagine if you just lived in a completely blank world where everything was black or everything was white. I know a lot of people have very minimal tastes, you know, minimalist tastes in their like home decor and things, but I just find it suffocating. When we moved to our house that I live in at the moment, everything was painted grey because that's been the fashion for a few years. And it's fine if you've got lots of modern sort of, or vintage, you know, accessories and stuff that pop against the grey, but none of the stuff that we had kind of worked with that at all, and still struggling to get the look to work, to be honest. More to do with a difference of opinion about what should be put in the house and on the walls, but there, what about that? Now I need to go down that edge, but it's got some funny bits, so I might regret this and wish I'd left it till I've worked out what I'm going to do with the spine, but just for completion at the moment, I'm going to just take the pen down these edges. Like so. I actually quite like the fact that that one sticks out a little bit, but maybe I should have painted this with some, I don't know, gesso or something. But I haven't really used gesso before. So if you use gesso all the time, you probably think, what? Keely has not used gesso, but well, I haven't. I did use it on the back of one of my steampunk pages, just to see what it did, really. And it just gave it some texture, and I mixed in a little bit of paint with it, but I don't know. I bought white gesso and I thought it was clear gesso. I haven't bought any clear yet, so that's probably why I haven't used it. There, now I'm happy with that. I don't think I want to add anything to that. Right, I really have to go this time. There we are. I'll make the back and I will see you very soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care, guys. Bye.